All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you once again. This is Nawab Bitcoin. I'm live, you can watch now. Yeah, this is Nawab Bitcoin, and as I shared earlier, actually we're going to discuss some little things about Bitcoin today and help you learn more about Bitcoin and stuff like that. Basically, you've been seeing us talking all the time, preaching about Bitcoin, and a lot of people are like, these guys are so crazy about Bitcoin, and what is Bitcoin? What is Bitcoin? Every day you get to hear this question that, hey Chris, I see you, bro. I see you, Chris. And every day people are asking you new questions about Bitcoin and what Bitcoin really is and all that. Today we're going to clear most of the basic doubt that you have about Bitcoin. I'm going to help you understand some of the basic importance of Bitcoin and the common misconception that people basically have about Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are going to watch this video. Chris, you're my man, so yeah. Hey, Mr. Long time, bro. I see you. Now, if you ask, what is Bitcoin? It shouldn't be something technical or something that is actually going to make you feel like it is so maybe dangerous for you to get involved with, or it is something I cannot be a part of or whatever. No, but see, just bring your mind down, very down low. Bitcoin is literally money, but just that Bitcoin is better than the money you know. What is the money that you know? The money you know is actually the form of money that has been declared to you. When we say declared, it is somebody who created it and then say, hey, we are giving this sheet of paper a value, and that is the value you work with, or that is the value you get to understand, or that is the value you trade with. And it is not reality. It was just an assumption that probably maybe if you are in Ghana, if you are in Nigeria, you have a different currency. If you are in the United States, you also have a different currency and stuff like that. So every country is having its own version of money. If I walk into Nigeria right now with my paper money here, like my Ghana city, I throw it on the paper, like maybe I throw it on the street, nobody's going to take what I've thrown on the street. It's just a paper on somebody's land because they don't know what my money represents, and they don't have anything to do with that money. You understand? Nevertheless, if I should go to a country like Kenya or maybe Nigeria and I have maybe the US dollar on me, I throw it on the paper, you will see a whole lot of people walking in to grab that paper because they recognize that US dollar, and it happens to be a universal currency that a whole lot of people are so much with. You understand? Now, this literally means that some people have to be much more powerful than the others. That is why we have powerful nations, we have slave nations, because your system is not going to work in their countries, but their system basically works in their country. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is money, all right? And you can use Bitcoin literally almost for anything you can think of. Buy whatever you want to do, shop, pay bills, and anything at all. I'm not going to actually talk about the history or whatever about Bitcoin. It's just the economic importance of Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is the only technology, okay, that gives you, me, all of us, that potential or that privilege to actually become our own banks. Yes, Bitcoin gives you that privilege to actually become your own bank. That is the number one economic importance of Bitcoin. Now, look at the world's population today. We are over 7.3 billion in the world. All right? And out of these 7.3 billion, let me say over 60% don't have a bank account. You ask them to go have a bank account, they are like, bank is too formal for me. I cannot have a bank account. I am underprivileged to have a bank account. I am underage. I am not, there are a whole lot of excuses that people are actually going to give you the moment you ask them to be involved with Bitcoin or maybe any bank. Why? Because you walking into a bank right now to request for a bank account, they actually have a protocol you must follow. If you don't or you can't confide to the set protocols or rules, definitely you cannot have anything to do with them. Now, there are a whole lot of people out there that can actually afford all the protocols, but then they happen not to be lucky. It's either maybe where I am living in my rural area, for instance, I don't have any bank there, or I don't trust the bank there because it's not a formal bank, or whatever it is. There are a lot of reasons. Now, out of all these, we have the youths, we have youngsters, those that are actually underage, we have the old, we have everybody that we can have in this list unendingly. Like if we can continue listening and it never ends. Today, thanks to the internet, they either are using smartphones. Why? Because it is so easier for them to communicate. Everybody's having his own purpose. Like today, I am here right here in my office, the eBitcoinics office in Ghana, like Kumasi, Ghana, and I'm doing this video. Somebody is in Nigeria, somebody is in the United States, somebody is in India, somebody is wherever he is watching this because of technology. Now, when we talk about Bitcoin, if you are a user of a smartphone or you have a smartphone, it gives you that potential or that privilege to become your own bank. So you don't need to follow any formalities. You don't need to get that royalty or that trust from anybody before you can be a part, or you can become your own bank, or you can actually be involved with the banking industry thanks to Bitcoin. Once you have a smartphone, you can become your own bank literally. Now, Bitcoin technology is breaking that barrier, that sort of barrier within global trade. Like right now, if I want to send you value, or maybe I want to send you money over to your country, I have to go through certain maybe protocols, maybe my bank, maybe my government. There will be some rules governing the transaction that I want to do for you, or that I want to do to you. And basically, if I am not comfortable with that rule, that means you are not going to get the value or the whatever asset that I want to send to you. Now let's come to Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin to actually do a transaction almost instantly. Doing a Bitcoin transaction, you don't need anyone's permission. Just think of whatever transaction you want to do. Once you have it, just do it. Now, doing a Bitcoin transaction is just like you sending an email. The email system is decentralized. Let's look at, let's go back to technology. Gone were the days if you actually want to communicate with somebody, basically you have to depend on the postal industry. You have to actually go through the norms. If it's going to actually take you 30 days to have your message or your mail sent to your receiver, basically you have to be patient and wait on that person or that system. If that person should receive your mail and if it's going to take you another 30 days to actually get a response to your email, you just have to be patient. Now, just after the introduction of the internet, innovations like the emailing system came over onto the internet. Now see what it did to the postal industry. Today you and I will be able to communicate. I can send you any information at all that I want to send you without necessarily needing a third-party mailing system like the postal industry. The business is like dead and gone right now. If you are not receiving maybe a hard parcel or something that has to do with maybe a real substance, you don't really need them. You just do whatever you want to do with a decentralized system like the emailing system. Let's look at a communication. Making calls. There have been improvements like 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago. You consider how it's easy or how difficult it was to actually communicate with somebody. Today, it is very different. You understand? Now, thinking of all these innovations that are happening to these various sectors, would you not think that something will come that is actually going to take care of our financial lives, and that thing is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin gives you that privilege, as I said, for you to be able to transact freely without any third party. That third party here becomes either a bank or probably maybe your government or whatever system that you have, or if you're dependent on the forex or any sort of system around. I don't know. We think banks because it is the common word everybody can understand. You understand? Now, sending a Bitcoin transaction is just like you maybe wanting to send me an email or a message. It's very easy. What do you need when you want to send me an email? Basically, you need my email address, and after that, the next thing you will need is to produce your content that you want to actually send me or have me received. You understand? Now, if I want to send you Bitcoin, which is money, or if you want to send me Bitcoin, which is money, you need my Bitcoin wallet address. Now, this address is like a bank account. Yes, a bank account or a bank number or whatever. You actually need to get this from me, and the value you are going to send me is based on the amount you want to send me. If it is $100, if it is $1,000, if it is 100 Ghana cedi, if it is 1,000 naira, you can send almost any value worth whatever amount you want to send almost instantly without depending on anybody. There have been lots and loads of misconceptions about Bitcoin. Now, you talk to somebody about Bitcoin. Today we have lots of evangelists, Bitcoin evangelists around talking about Bitcoin. And nevertheless, somebody will just think that maybe it's too expensive to get involved with Bitcoin. Why? Because maybe he checked on the market, and today one Bitcoin is basically selling for maybe $4,000 or let me say $3,000. Today's value is basically around $4,200. So you might be thinking it's too expensive to get involved with Bitcoin. No, I can't afford a Bitcoin. Something like that. No, it is not like that. Now, Bitcoin is coded with algorithm, okay? Governed by an algorithm, and you must follow. It's all about numbers, decimals, zeros, and ones. I don't need to talk about that. But then, you can always get a fraction of Bitcoin. If it is 1 Ghana cedi worth of Bitcoin you need, see, you have a wallet that can freely calculate for you 1 Ghana cedi worth of Bitcoin. If it is $1 worth of Bitcoin you need, you can actually fragment $1 units of Bitcoin you need, and you don't necessarily need a full Bitcoin before you can survive. So for somebody to sit down and say it is too expensive to get involved with Bitcoin, or I can't afford a Bitcoin, or Bitcoin is not for me, no, that is not. See, this is going to give you that privilege to become your own bank. Becoming your own bank is in the sense that you have total financial freedom. Financial freedom, which means you have total control of your money. You decide what to do with your money, you decide how to transact with your money, and you take care of your own financial life. That is the sort of freedom we are talking about. Hi Bipul, Arif Bipul, I see you, bro, all the way from India. Yes, I think so. Nice meeting you. It's like that. And one thing also is that Bitcoin is not real. It's a virtual currency. Nobody can print Bitcoin and say, hey, maybe this is a Bitcoin money or something like this. Maybe this is a Bitcoin. No, the person is lying to you. It's actually virtual. And virtual currency is in the sense that you just perceive or you use it. You virtually utilize it based on the system it has been developed on. So nobody can produce a counterfeit of Bitcoin, and it is something you just can't predict that you can mismanage it. No, it is based on an algorithm. An algorithm means that it's coded by trust of codes, all about computers and numbers and one. You understand? Now, you basically need a wallet before you can get involved with Bitcoin. Now the wallet is what gives you, or let me say the interface, the primary interface that links you up or connects you between, or acts as a unit between your money, that is your money or your value you are exchanging for Bitcoin, and the new Bitcoin you have, in order to be able to transact on with the Bitcoin you have. So you need a wallet. Now the wallet is what you use to actually store your Bitcoins on, send or receive Bitcoin, transact your Bitcoin on the wallet. Now there are a whole lot of wallets out there, and of course there are fake wallets, there are genuine wallets. You just have to be very careful which wallet you are actually going in for. Virtually, we always recommend maybe a hardware wallet. The hardware wallet is actually more safer. It gives you total access to your Bitcoin. You become your own bank. You can also depend on a third-party wallet, something like a cold wallet. Guys, you can have a look at Coinomi. Coinomi is also a cold wallet, but it is not a hot wallet. All right, you have something like KK wallet, is an offline wallet, a Ledger Nano, the Trezor. These are all examples of offline wallets. It's like a mobile phone, yeah, something like this or that. You just use it. You use it. You move with it around, and you store your Bitcoins on it. Or the cold wallet, you just install it on your smartphone, and you are using it. And we have a hot wallet. That is what you use on the web. You actually can have an online interface, as in the sense that when you are not close to your device or your computer system, you can still have access to the wallet and stuff like that. Now, one thing also to actually get to understand, talking about still on the misconception of Bitcoin, is that Bitcoins don't have any intrinsic value. When we say it has no intrinsic value, it means that Bitcoins have value because millions of people believe in it. Now, Bitcoin's value is only determined by you and me. Demand and supply. I could have a demand for Bitcoin. You could also have a supply for Bitcoin. I get what I need. We exchange value, and that becomes what you have. So the price of Bitcoin today we see is $4,200. But then when Bitcoin got started way back in 2008, when it was just a piece of a paper, white paper, and 2009 until it became the first commodity, like for everybody to get involved with Bitcoin easily, it was like this. Now, when you had like $1 in 2009 and wanted to like get involved with Bitcoin, your $1 could actually buy you more than 1,000 pieces of Bitcoin. Let's say more than 1,300 worth of Bitcoin. Today, as we speak, when you check on the Bitcoin market, one Bitcoin is actually selling for $4,200. That is an absolute increment. It makes no sense. And that sense could only be justified when you understand the rule of supply and demand. There is a higher supply for there is a higher demand for Bitcoin. Lower supply, definitely the demand surpasses the supply. A price boom. It should reflect in the market. When there are a whole lot of Bitcoins circulating in the market and there is no demand, there should be a price fall, and that is what leads to Bitcoin price going down. You understand? And then one thing you also need to understand still about the misconception of Bitcoin is that the Bitcoin, we've seen what Bitcoin has to offer. All right, the whole idea about Bitcoin is how you and I would be able to do transaction peer-to-peer, without any, any borderless transaction, without any third party, and that gives you that access or that freedom to become your own bank. And that is the sort of financial freedom we are preaching. And one thing also to consider is that Bitcoin is the only technology in the world of technologies that can never be hacked, has never been hacked, and it's impossible to ever think that you can hack Bitcoin. It is literally impossible. So if it's about security, that is the best form of security, and thanks to blockchain. Now, blockchain is like a path. You understand? Blockchain becomes the backbone of Bitcoin. And the backbone of Bitcoin is in the sense that no Bitcoin, no blockchain. Now, blockchain is like a path or a ledger where all Bitcoin transactions are recorded. So basically, there is transparency in every Bitcoin transactions you do. And the sort of transparency no government on earth can ever give you. It is only codes or programs that can that can ever give you that sort of privilege you want. So guys, I don't want to make this lengthy, and I realize a lot of people have been asking questions. See, if you're in Ghana, Kumasi precisely, you can come to the eBitcoinics office here. Just come and learn Bitcoin for free. Come and ask questions. We are here to assist you. Just learn. That is the most important thing you can ever do. Learn and enhance your own, financial literacy and all that. We don't have to force you to do that. You just have to do it out of your own will. Now, you can always come here and learn. And then those of you that are actually following me on Facebook, say guys, sometimes I could be very busy and I can't reply messages, but see, just leave me your message, I'll respond to it. Those that I constantly, we are in calls, we are on trainings, webinars, just to help you learn about Bitcoin. And one thing is, once we introduce you to this technology, we know, yes, that is very amazing, but we also require of you to try as much as possible to actually do your own personal researches and make sure you understand what you are doing. And after that, I think you could easily have your way around with Bitcoin. So guys, I think this is one of the most common things you need to know about Bitcoin. Don't let anybody lie to you, and just try as much as possible to make sure you are doing it for you, because whether you like it or not, Bitcoin is here to take over. Look at what the internet is today. If we ask you to stay without the internet for an hour or two, your life is going to be full of chaos because you're not going to be happy. Now that is the same thing that is happening with Bitcoin, and it's so new to some people, but Bitcoin is not a new technology. So guys, I'm going to end this video. I don't know if you have questions. Let me just give you the next 10 minutes. If you have questions, just type your question on this video and I'll respond to it. I'll give you the reply virtual with my voice. You just leave a comment and I'll just give it just 10 minutes so that I just go off and continue with all the stuff that we are doing here. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're watching this and you have a question about Bitcoin, or maybe your own personal queries about Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency realm and all that. And also, if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, you can visit our website, eBitcoinics.net. If you also want to buy or sell Bitcoin, you can also visit our website to do all that, eBitcoinics.com. Guys, if you have a question about Bitcoin, I think we started with the introduction of Bitcoin. We had to do it because a whole lot of people don't even know what we are talking about. And then we looked at some of the economic importance of Bitcoin, and we stated out some of these values, and also some of the common misconceptions of Bitcoin, what people think Bitcoin is and Bitcoin is not. I was able to actually talk about a few. So basically, I think it's enough for the day, unless maybe you have a question. If you don't have any question, I think I will just end this video here, and we do it some other time, maybe tomorrow same time. I see you again. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.